Hi YouTube. This is Linda Phoenix, and I just wanted to say a couple of words about what led me away from Christianity some 20-something years ago, and what led me to stop believing in evolution, which was actually the first stepping stone in me quitting believing in the Bible. I'm not used to doing this, and I don't know how to edit, so I'm just going to talk and see what happens. When I was in 1988, let's put it that way, I went to study prehistoric cave art in France on a quarter abroad for college, and I saw the actual bones. There are all these great little museums with cave art that had been found in the grottos and the caves there. Cavemen, Cro-Magnon Man didn't actually live in caves. Where they lived was like the kind of side of the cliff area, and they would kind of make little wooden shelters, one-sided shelters, with using the cave wall, the back of the cave wall, as the back of their home. The inner sanctuaries, where the great cave paintings like Lascaux are, they think were more used like temples or places where, stories were told, or the men gathered to learn about the hunting stories and that kinds of things. But I went there as a creationist, and my thesis was that Cro-Magnon Man was the first artist, because the United Pentecostal Church that I grew up in had always told me that Neanderthals were just monkeys. From the shape of their skull, they looked at them and they said, oh, they were just some kind of monkey. And that's all I'd ever heard. The only other thing that they'd said, if they had been human, they were syphilitic. I don't know why syphilitic, but that was supposed to cause the facial deformities. Or the son of Cain thing, mark of Cain, with the heavy brow on the forehead. So much bullshit as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I went to all these great little museums and saw, all these like examples of, prehistoric cave art from the Cro-Magnons, and I was just astonished, and I'm like, well, is this the oldest art ever found? And they're like, yes, and like, so my thesis that Cro-Magnon Man was the first artist, I was all, intact and ready to go, and I did all this research. And then I found out that Neanerthal Man buried his dead ceremoniously. They would curl them up in the fetal position and bury objects of importance, such as, actually, well, I'll get to that in a second, but they would bury herbs and flowers and things like that with them. They found that along with Neanderthal Man grave sites. The other thing that astounded me and blew away any thing I had about there being Neanderthal Man being a monkey was that Neanderthal Man made necklaces. It wasn't cave art, it wasn't Lascaux, it wasn't the Sistine Chapel of the prehistoric age, but they were necklaces, they were beads, they were strung together, it was art. And I couldn't look at those skulls and say that's a monkey that made that necklace. And I think that's something that the creationists don't take enough time to look at. They make up their minds about, oh, all these skulls don't matter and all these evidence doesn't matter. But have you ever taken a look at it? I mean, really, I don't know what it's like now. That was 20 years ago. But they had them out on display. Some of them, I saw a few actual skulls. Some of them were castings. But some of them, I saw a couple actual skulls back then. And it just spoke volumes. So, peace out.